How's everyone doing? I am admittedly a little bit frazzled is not quite the right word, but a little bit unsettled because right before this, my neighbor has been just making intermittent knocking sounds. So clearly they are doing some sort of interior design. And it is mildly because it's not predictable. So I have been slightly driven up a wall. It literally just stopped for longer than I guess 2 minutes. So I'm assuming that they're done doing whatever they're doing. I actually for a second thought that I might have to cancel today's stream because the knocking is so loud. I was like, there is no way you guys are not going to hear that while I am practicing. So I am a little bit unsettled. Yeah, trying not to jinx it. But anyway, let me say hi to everyone in the chat. Hello, Nicholas, Just Another Flute Guy, Phantom, how are you? And Cranky, Nathan, and welcome you to the chat. Welcome to the stream. It's the first time I'm seeing your username, so welcome. Charles, hello and welcome back. So the name of the piece that you guys were listening to is just called Fontaine. It is essentially the Fontaine theme music from Genshin Impact, and it is delightful. So Fontaine is essentially fantasy steampunk France. That is what the region is like in Genshin Impact. So yeah, I love it. It's really fantastic. So Darude Sandstorm, which weirdly is actually very good double tonguing practice. Beep beep, hello tongue, how are you? Welcome back to the stream. So I am finding myself really enjoying these after lunch streams. I don't know. There's just something about them that feels really good. I normally can't do it twice in a row like this. It just so happens that I don't have students at the first half of this this afternoon. So I was like, I could have streamed at like, usually if I have afternoon students, then I'll stream in the morning or like late morning right before lunch. But then this time I was like, no, let's do it again. Let's do another after lunch stream. So for me, it's after lunch. I'm in the Pacific time zone. It is almost 1:40 p.m. right now. So I do know that a bunch of you guys who are on the East Coast, it's more like 4:40 your time right now. So like pretty much almost done the workday. And I'm finding that it's kind of helping me catch more of you guys to stream at this time. So hey, PST, exactly. Students are in school? Yes. Around here, students are in school now. I actually just went out for a coffee break because I was just staring at my screen trying to come up with, like I wrote an outline for the NFA vlog, but for some reason I don't really like it. So I'm kind of rewriting it. Like I'm just not confident enough in what I want to say to sit down in front of this camera and film it. So I needed a change of pace. Went to go get I grabbed a cup of coffee, sat down, and it was just all high school students on their lunch break. So it was super loud. But thankfully, again, it was only about 5 or 10 minutes that I was sitting there. And then they all had to go back to school. So I was left with 3 other adults who were also clearly doing work. Like they had their laptops, some notebooks, headphones, earphones in, and, just with a cup of coffee on the side and like trying to work. And it was at that moment that I was like, yes, I am indeed one of the boring adults that sometimes needs a change of scenery and goes to the coffee shop to work. So, oy. Anyway, well, I think what I would like to do is just get right into practicing. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to play today. I did just have some lunch. Unsure how my lunch will have affected my mouth, but I did floss and rinse my mouth. I have not brushed. And this is because one of my students had the experience of, brushing every single time before, like with toothpaste, before they started practicing the flute. And over time, the toothpaste particles that were left on her teeth, because there's some toothpaste out there that kind of leave residue on your teeth, basically in order to keep it cleaner. And it was being blown into the flute, and the keys were actually getting perpetually sticky because of it. It took us a long time to figure it out, but we eventually did figure it out that it was the toothpaste. So I have kind of taken a leaf out of their book, and even though I did floss and rinse my mouth, I did not brush right before playing, toothpaste gunk, basically. Beer sip today, Sean. Is that right? Fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful. Hello, Victor. Hello, Connor. How are you guys doing? Welcome back. Let me know what you guys are drinking. Please answer the poll if you have not yet. I think everyone has. Toothpaste is basically sandpaper. You're not wrong. It's essentially exfoliating your teeth as far as I understand, right? So you finally got time, Connor. That's so great. And you're going to pick out a new flute. That's great. Do you have an idea of which flutes you're interested in? Not that you have to. I'm just curious if you already do. It's actually kind of fun to go into flute shopping completely blind. It is very fun. But yeah, let us know so we can just nerd out with you, geek out with you. We'd love to know. But yeah, let's see. So the toothpaste transferred down the tube onto your fingers through the open holes and onto the mech. I knew onto the. Oh, you mean onto the mech from the outside? Is that what you mean? I suppose so. So Connor, you always look at more than one flute. That's good. You should look at more than one flute. We support this here. We absolutely support that. I usually actually tend to warn people if they have a dream flute. I tend to warn them that you don't necessarily know if that is actually the best fit for you. It is kind of like a wedding dress, okay? Like, you could be looking at like your dream silhouette, but it just might not look that hot on your body. Your body might look much, much better, and like the beauty of your silhouette can be highlighted by a different dress. So yeah, it's kind of like that when it comes to flute shopping. Look at all the flutes. Exactly. So Connor, you looked at 3 flutes the last time you picked out. Yes, that's ideal. I would say looking at least 3 flutes is the way to go. So, yeah. So Cranky, you find that you grow into your flute too. That's also true. It does not necessarily mean that once you grow into your flute that you realize that you're 100% comfortable with it. Those are 2 entirely different experiences, I guess you could call it. But yeah, I did what Just Another Flute Guy did here. I also just straight up custom ordered my Brannon. So instead of a Powell, I custom ordered my Brannon. It was because I tried a gold Brannon when I was 16 and I never forgot it. And while I do not regret the purchase itself, I do regret how quickly I went into it. And I do not suggest that other people do it the way I did. Yeah. Fib and a chickpea, hello, hello, hello. The one that instantly pops usually isn't the best choice. That's interesting, Sean. Yeah. I always warn people that, like, you might think it's amazing the moment you play it, but you really need to sit with it. Like, this is why week-long trials exist. You want to have the time to spend with the flute to just kind of, like, you know, try it in every capacity that you normally play in. Because a lot of times you don't actually find the weaknesses of the instrument until you spent some time with it. So, yeah. Took you 2 hours to pick out a flute. That's actually pretty fast. I know a lot of people will end up spending like 4 hours at the flute center. It's pretty good though. Temu special. Do you guys know what Temu is? I call it Temu, but is it like Timu or something like? I don't never know how to pronounce it actually. Yes, agree with Phantom. If you can bring another person to hear you, that would be ideal. Yeah. So, and Connor, you're taking 3 pieces you play and played on them. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Oh, pronounce scam you. Yes, that's true. That's very true. From what I understand, I believe Temu is like a slightly upgraded wish.com, right? Isn't that what it basically is? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah. Yeah, Sean is absolutely correct that this is a fairly modern convenience to try flutes and do a trial for a week. It's become the norm now, but it wasn't like that even like 10 years ago. So yeah, I want to say that I'm one of the kind of like later part of the generation of flutists or generations of flutists who blind ordered, which, yeah, I did that. And since you don't have to do that these days, I do not recommend it. I do not recommend blind custom ordering. So you play 6 instruments. That's wonderful, Connor. Connor, I'm just going to call it out here. I would prefer if you guys don't give your exact age. It's fine if you want to say something vague, like you're in high school or like, you know, you're in college, you know, just to give a little bit of a better context for like whatever question you might be asking. But an exact age is very dangerous to share on the internet. I just want to put that out there. Internet safety is a thing that a lot of people don't think about these days. And I would really rather that, you know, like you haven't given a lot of crazy identifying information, so it's totally fine. But for now, but just in the future is what I'm asking, that from here on out, please do not. Yeah, you've been doxxed. Exactly. I don't want you to be doxxed. I know how terrifying it can be. So, yeah, please think about internet safety, including your exact age. You guys actually don't even know the exact age I am. I mean, I can tell you I'm in my mid-30s, but I'm not going to tell you exactly what age I am. All right? So, yeah. Just wanted to, you know, remind you guys again, internet safety, okay? I did add an extra, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but please check the info box below this live stream, this video. I have slightly elaborated on the rules, maybe added one rule. just to make sure that you guys continue to protect yourselves. I'm about 55. That's it. There you go. Everyone's 55. So, yeah, I added a rule in below, just to kind of like flesh it out a little bit more, that I really don't want you guys to be exposing extremely deeply personal things on here. Please remember that this is a public forum, okay? So when you're talking to me here in the live stream, I'm not sure if you guys notice, but my streams, these practice streams, regularly get somewhere between 200 to 300 views each, okay? So while those numbers are not very high in YouTube, you just need to imagine that you're saying everything you're saying here in front of 200 or 300 people, okay? And would you say it in front of 200 to 300 people? So I realized recently that I think we may be getting too comfortable. And I wanted to just kind of keep your safety in mind. So, Asian genes, I know, yeah. 55. Do I ever have to moderate the comments? Only a little bit. In terms of actually, you're talking about like banning and like, timing out people and stuff like that, right? And deleting stuff. Very rarely, because I'm in YouTube content creation land. I'm a very small creator, so I don't have to. It's if I ever get concurrent viewership that starts to get into like the probably in the hundreds, which I don't think will ever happen, then yeah, I think I would have to. Yeah. So I remember, Nicholas, that you've had to ban someone. I think Majimonkichi had to ban someone too. But it happens so rarely because like my content is literally like the nerdiest of the nerdist things to do. Like I'm not consistently like a gamer or something like that, so because my gaming content is very rare. It's pretty much only when the new region of Genshin comes out. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Music was a part of their longevity. I believe it. It keeps your brain on the, right there. Nico, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? How many hours do I study per day? Are you talking about practicing? Because if you're talking about studying, I do have to admit I'm not in school. But if you're talking about practicing, I don't practice very much. It is straight up. No worries, Nico. I only practice as much as you guys see me practice, which right now is only 3 times a week for about an hour each time. And the reason for that is because when you're actually a professional in the field, you are spending most of your working hours doing your actual work, which is not practicing. Now, if you are like a traveling, performing, touring musician, then yes, you do need to practice a lot. From what I understand, touring musicians tend to practice about 4 hours a day, I want to say. But like that's legitimately, that is part of their job, whereas this is not actually part of my job. I primarily teach. So I have a whole online studio of students. So I teach, which is actually what I'm doing after this stream is over. And then I also, I also review flutes and stuff like that, and, make content. Like I'm a content creator. So, Sean, I've somehow managed to avoid the Dance Monkey audience too. I did not for a while. I shut it down. And anytime someone comes in and starts requesting something, I shut it down right from the beginning. And I think what it is that a lot of people don't expect to be shut down right from the beginning. Because I think some people don't realize I'm a real person and that I can say no. I think saying no in this society is actually still kind of weird, you know? So, OMG, can you please show me that? Yeah, I did actually do it for one person who like, who did ask very nicely and has been was a part of the conversation for a while. So I was like, you know what? I'll indulge. And then YouTube decided that it was not Chaminade and let someone copyright strike it. So I muted it for that stream and re-uploaded it as an unlisted video, which again got copyrighted. I have disputed it, but you can only dispute it so many times before they decide to go nuclear on your channel. So that little re-upload only has about 5 views. It really is only up there, just for that one subscriber to enjoy. But yeah. Can I play harmonics and see? Whoa, you literally just asked for what's on my list. Okay. So Victor, I'm not sure, you don't have to tell me where you're located, but at least in the States, nobody actually celebrates Labor Day. It's not a celebrated thing. It's just a day off. And sometimes there are great sales at the mall. That is such an American thing to say. And I am very slightly ashamed of that. But I am only saying very slightly because we are absolutely, we celebrate the day off by going shopping for the sweet, sweet sales. So, that is such an American thing to say. My goodness, that feels bad. But yeah, it's you're welcome, Victor. I think it's really sweet of you to keep track of, American holidays and wish me well on those holidays. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think it's so sweet. But the reality is that Americans definitely do not celebrate Labor Day. It's just a day off. Raw America. Yeah, basically. So anyway, I've talked enough. It is time to end our poll and get started practicing. So we're going to end our poll here. Did it actually end? It did. Okay. We do live in a bubble. We really do. I definitely noticed I didn't realize how much of an American bubble I lived in until I moved to Vancouver when I was 14. And let me tell you, the culture clash was so real. Okay. How are we doing on who's drinking what today? So we've got only 38% of us are drinking water. Ay. And then coffee is actually the least today. Interesting. Okay. 23% for tea and 23% for pop and soda. Okay. Oh, you got in just that smidge too late to vote. Well, what are you drinking? What are you drinking, DNA? How are you? Welcome back, by the way. This was a close poll. If I remember correctly, I think yesterday most of you guys were drinking water. Most of you guys. This is so interesting. I literally, the only reason why I started that poll to do at the beginning of streams is because I find it hilarious to walk into a stream and just be presented with like a random question of what you're doing right now. Which I think for me, because I like this like kind of coffee shop vibe, I think the most natural question is to ask what you're sipping on. So you only ever drink water. Oh, you could have skewed it up to like 40%, I think. 40, maybe over 40%. Speaking of water, this bubble tea straw has been the best thing that has happened for my hydration. Oh, okay. I have also wondered if we need different questions every stream. So if you guys have an interesting question with interesting options, you can go ahead and put it, like, join the chat and put it in the chat. And I'm going to arbitrarily just say, if I think it's interesting, I'll make it an official poll. How about that? Just another flute guy. So, Nicholas, you might be able to start a poll too, because you're a moderator. I think you might be able to start a poll. Random question of the day. I do like it. If you could be any soup, what would you be? That's a good one. Am I really going to be sorry that I asked this? I don't think so. I wonder if you have the power to do that. Because I know that, like, moderators have been given more and more things that they can do. More and more power. I don't know if I have to, like, go somewhere in my settings to make it so that you can. But, you know, the important thing right now is that you can ban someone. But I don't know, because I know that on Twitch, at least, if you're a moderator, you can start a poll. Can you? It's fine. If you want to start a poll, go right ahead. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Oh, if you can have any flute-related power, what would it be? That's a good one. That's a really good one. I love it. You don't think you can? Okay, I might have to go into the settings somewhere. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It may not happen for a while, because I'm just gonna be real with you guys. There's too much going on in my life. There's only so much time and energy that I have to go into all the settings for this stuff. So anyway, we're gonna start practicing. Let's get the timer going. Okay, there it is. And let's do our harmonics. Okay. The rotation of it is correct. However, I do need to change out my ring for my silicone one. There we go. Okay. Okay, I can at least hit the high C more than yesterday. So that's at least telling me the roof of my mouth is not as swollen as yesterday. I did ruin my mouth a little bit today with avocado toast in the morning. So it could it could be still recovering from that. Oh my goodness. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, yeah. It is essentially it's asking for space that's not there. But I can at least do it more often than yesterday. So I'm just going to take that as a win. I still need to open my mouth up more for the high notes today, I think. So that's okay. We will let it be. Okay, so now we're going to do Moi Stella Sonorite, page 23. These are dynamic control exercises, and we're adding a reverse taper, which is essentially a backwards note ending, so going from nothing into something. So let's do that on the fourth one, which technically is an augmented triad on E flat. So we're going to start in the middle register, into the low register, and then go up into the high register. Yeah, we're getting more control. We're getting more control. It's feeling better and better. Okay, good. Oh, Sean, you are stepping it up. Okay. All right. Okay, let me finish this one and I'll give that a try. So Sean is suggesting doing this exact same exercise, but on the harmonics. So you're saying to both fade in and out on each one, right? Like do the reverse taper and then the taper. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, aim and control. Because that's what I'm finding on these as well. It's aim and control. It's not just like you can't push it. The moment you push it, you'll crack. So, okay. Yeah, that's getting to the point of overblowing. Also, hello, Susie. How are you? You need to tell me what Nieder's Chicken Poblano is. Is Nieder's the brand name? This sounds like a great soup, though. I do love my chicken noodle soup. If you put poblano in there, that sounds freaking amazing. Is it anything like that? Because that's what I'm imagining. So it's one of those like soup restaurants, like not quite fast food, but not quite complete sit down. It is a sit down restaurant, but like you go up and order your own food type of place, right? Panera, unfortunately, has gone really downhill. I used to like Panera. But I think something like didn't it get sold or something like that? And then like it did not cut it anymore. So I do love my soup and sandwich places. I love my soup and sandwich places, but I think the last time that I really liked a soup and sandwich place that I think still holds up to how it used to be is Anderson Bakery in the Bay Area. I don't know if Anderson Bakery has other branches now in other parts of California, but at the very least in the Bay Area, Anderson Bakery was my absolute favorite. I still like it. And they have discontinued it, but their raisin roll was fire. I love their raisin roll. It's so good. My mom and I would there was one time my mom and I were visiting and staying at a friend's place. We went to the bakery to buy our favorite raisin roll, one to each person. So the roll is I want to say it was about like this big, you know? It's not a very big roll. Like it's you could absolutely eat it in one sitting if it was mostly your meal that day. But we were staying at a friend's place and we didn't want to share. We wanted to just each have one to ourselves. So we didn't tell our hosts, and we bought a raisin roll for each of us and hid it in our room. And in the evening, my mom and I were just sitting there like little gremlins, just eating our raisin rolls. And yeah, that's my memory that I associate with raisin rolls at Anderson Bakery, which they have now discontinued, and I'm very sad about it. They still have their raisin bread. I think that's probably why they discontinued the roll, because the roll probably wasn't selling as much. But I freaking love that stuff. Ugh. So yeah, anyone in the Bay Area, let me know if Anderson Bakery is still up to snuff. I love that place, man. The old name for it. There is an old name for it back in the 90s. Okay, so this is totally dating me, okay? But back in the 90s, it was called Grain d'Or. But my mom couldn't pronounce it, so she kept calling it Grain Dior. It's Grain space D''OR. And I do not know how to say it in French. I guess it's like grand d'or. Yes, it was in the late 1900s. That's right, as the littles say. Yes, I've heard that it is referred to that now, and that makes me feel really old. But yes, in the 90s, before it rebranded to Anderson Bakery, it had another name. But they sold the same things. It's exact same thing. Like raisin roll was still a thing back then. All of their sandwiches were exactly the same. So I want to say that it was probably some sort of rebranding. You're elderly. It's okay. We talked about this earlier in the stream, okay? Because earlier in the stream, I was just reminding everyone of internet safety, okay? So please don't give any identifying information about yourself. So we have all just decided that everyone here is 55 years old. Exactly. As Nicholas said, we've just decided everyone is 55. I feel like that's a nice in-between number, you know? Like a little past the halfway mark to 100. I think that, yeah, Club 55. There you go. Maybe that's what we should call ourselves now. Maybe I should just address you guys as Club 55. Yeah? Yay! Kelza says, yay for being 55. Gets you some senior discounts. There you go. Because I think in some places 50 doesn't cut it, right? Because I think in some places the senior discounts start at 55. Other places the senior discount doesn't start until like 60. But 100%, that's right. We're all 55 in here, okay? I don't care what your age actually is. The moment you enter the chat, you are 55 years old. Okay? I love you guys so dang much. You missed a few birthdays. Back in my day, you walked uphill to school both ways. And about 12 at heart. Yeah. I feel like we all are. We're all just a bunch of big kids. You know, that's something that you realize when you become an adult. You realize that every single adult around you has no idea what the heck they're doing. Yes, 5-year-old humor never goes away. Like, you know, toilet humor is funny. I'm not even going to skirt around that. It's funny. There you go. All right. I love it. We're now Club 55. Okay, sounds good. Club 55, 12-year-olds at heart with 5-year-old humor. I like that. That's great. when all their professors are together, they're like kids. Yes. I feel like whenever you get together with people who are like, you know, the same, like, you're in the same line of work. As soon as you're in the same line of work, I don't know, there's just something about that like makes you feel like you're back at school and you're just like a kid again, you know? Where's the merch? I need to make a Club 55 merch. Merch? Club 55 merch? Okay, we're writing it down. We're writing it down. We're absolutely taking practice time to write this down, and it is completely and utterly worth it. I'm going to my notebook right now. I do have a merch section. So we're going to put it under merch. Yep. Merch ideas. um, so this is, I'm going to put here that this is the August 29th stream. Club 55. We are all 55 years old in this chat. Yeah, JAF Club, Cafe 55. I'm going to write all that down. So there's JAF Club 55. There's Cafe 55. You know, it can even have a tagline saying something like, because when we're online, we are all 55. JAF 55 is good too. That's true. JAF 55. Like it almost looks like a team name with like the number, right? Can't drive 55. Oh, Susie. Oh, man, hip replacement. That is rough, man. You doing okay? Oh, man. Yeah, we're all just kids. Yeah. Doot and poot. Wait, I really like that. Doot and poot. Do we have a team jersey? Is this going to be our team jersey? JAF 55. Is there a Haynes Club 88? What? Really? That's so good. So better now, Susie. Been about 5 weeks. Okay, you're still like, you know what? Like, if you're already saying better now at 5 weeks, that's awesome. As far as I have heard, hip replacement surgery is a pretty brutal and long recovery period. So we're all here for you. Big hugs to Susie. And if you guys want to give hugs to Susie in the chat, I believe there is a exclamation mark hug command. So if you guys want to use that, go ahead. I think now is a good time. Yeah. Oh, you got to hug the person. Right, Susie. After the exclamation mark hug. Oh, the old school way of hugging. Oh, cute. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. If someone knows about long recovery periods, it's me. Like, you know, it's tough. So I'm glad that we can, you know, keep you company. Because if anything, I feel that company and just having a good time, you know, stupid jokes about all of us being 55 years old, you know, like company is, I find, is what really can pull you through a recovery. Because a lot of times people just don't understand that as much as a long recovery sucks, you don't actually need anything special from anyone. You just need people's presence. So I'm glad that we can do that for you, you know. Miguel, I agree. I freaking love this swab. So again, shameless promo for anyone who is watching this and wondering what Miguel is talking about. This swab, CAM.VOYAGE, is by our good friend Just Another Flute Guy here in the chat, made by flutists for flutists, and it is freaking fantastic. It is a game changer. You will not want to go back to any other swab. Okay. Okay. Let's finish off our dynamic things, and then I want to do the harmonics challenge. So let's do that. Hi, Steven. Welcome. How's live? the spot right before it starts to resonate. I'm trying to just let it sit in that spot. It's hard the higher you go. Steven, that is so fantastic. You made the symphony. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Steven, do I have your permission? Because you're giving the little airplane emoji. Do I have your permission to talk about not the contents of what we talked about, but just the fact that, you know, we had an experience? Do I have your permission? Yes? Okay. So Stephen here found me at my gate when I was heading from San Antonio to Atlanta. So it turns out Stephen and their friend and me, we were all on the same flight to Atlanta. And Stephen very kindly helped me go and get my seat switched so that I could sit with them. So we sat in our own little row. It was really great. Before we took off, I got to show them a little bit of how I edit and stuff like that. So that was super fun. And then we just talked for the entire, it was like a 2-hour flight, right? And we just talked. Again, I don't want to talk about the contents of what we talked about because, you know, I want to respect Stephen's privacy here. But the vague part of it was we just talked about life. We talked about career. We talked about kind of like what really goes on behind the scenes when you're, you know, like in the industry. And it was a really fantastic time. Like it was so great. Yes. It is that's exactly what it felt like, Miguel, which by the way, I also met you, Miguel. I remember you. Yeah, it felt like a field trip, just kind of like, you know, sitting on a long ride. And it was really funny because my husband had already called it. So earlier when I was talking to him, he's like, you know, I'll bet like your subbies are going to find you and that like, I'll bet you're going to be on the same flight as some of your subbies. And I was like, nah. So I'm sitting at the gate, like munching on my last bakery pastry bun thing from my favorite Mexican bakery in San Antonio, La Panaderia. So I'm like munching on this little like hot dog bun. And then Steven just like comes right after me and he's like, hi again, because we had met before. And also I had spoken, Steven actually requested me to speak to their class virtually back in April. So it was just, you know, it was fun because I texted my husband back and I was like, yep, they found me. And then he's like, I told you. Hey, Michael. So it was super fun. It's one of my, legitimately, is one of my favorite memories of the convention was having you find me at the gate. And I still remember you saying, you told me that you actually looked up the photo that we had taken earlier to see if I was wearing the same frames, because for a while I was sitting there with my mask on, but you definitely recognized who I was when I took my mask off to eat my hot dog bun. So my gosh, that was just, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And that was the first day of the convention that I wore something different than on the other days of the convention. Because as it turns out, I only brought one tank top that was actually appropriate for the insanely hot weather there. So because I brought a bar of laundry soap, I was like, I guess I'm laundering the same tank top every single night. But you have to pack it away with you. So I was like, I couldn't launder it on the last night. So I had to wear other clothes. So I'm in like a completely different outfit than I had been in the previous 3 days, plus a mask on my face. I don't blame you. Yeah. So Sean, I remembered what you said about it being freezing inside. It was not cold enough for me. I was still like the only weirdo with like full tank top inside the convention hall, because to me it still wasn't cold enough. Seattleite. Yeah, but like everyone else was complaining about it being really too cold in the convention hall. Everyone was complaining about it, and I'm just like walking around in my tank top like, this is nice, it could be colder. T-shirt and shorts every day. Yeah. That's definitely so cowboy vibes. But yeah. You were warm in there too, right? Yeah. I think for those of us who come from like colder climates, like inside was actually still not cold enough for me. But at the same time that I was complaining about it not being cold enough in there, there were definitely a ton of people there who were like, it's way too cold in here. And people were taking out cardigans and like jackets and stuff like that. And I'm just like, guys, I want the AC to be blasted even more. But that is such a waste of energy. Should we have JAF 55 t-shirts for NFA 2025? That'd be cute. That'd actually be really cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm talking too much. I need to, it's fine. I like it when you guys derail me. But I think we only have one more to go, so let's do it. Okay, we might only be on the second exercise, but that is, I think, in my opinion, the best that I've ever done that high B. We're getting that control. So now let's see if we can do the control in the harmonics. So I'm just going to turn off the highlight for now so that you guys aren't confused. I'm doing something completely outside of the checklist. Earlier in the chat, Sean, also known as Lucid Games here, mentioned that I can try reverse tapering into the harmonics and then tapering off. So let's try it. That one is tough because that's the weak point of my flute. So I think it needs to be way more forward than I think it needs to be, especially when it gets really soft. Okay. We're not trying the highest one, but that's a great challenge. I am enjoying that. I think I might do that as like an every now and then type of thing. Thank you. It's also nice to know that I can kind of do it. So, hey, not bad. Okay. Here we go. Oh, right. Cheers, everyone. Oh, Miguel. I am the same. It has to be 70 or below for me. Anything above 70, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. This is why I only owned one tank top. Like, I brought 2 tank tops, but the second tank top was like, this is not a walk outside tank top. No. The one tank top that I brought, which you guys all saw me in if you were there, was that white tank top because it's like flowy, so it doesn't like stick to your skin and stuff. My other tank top was like a, you know, like it hugged the skin and it was black. And I was like, I'm going to die in this. I'm going to die. Yes, 22. For me, because I actually think in Celsius. So I know for me, my absolute ideal temperature is 18 degrees Celsius. To me, that is beautiful. That is the perfect temperature outside. Yeah, for me is 18. I love 18. Oh, humidity though. Oh, I feel it. That was an experience going to Singapore. Well, whoa, you know? I thought it was bad in Italy in the summer, but went to Singapore. I was like, oh, this is what it's like to feel like you're suffocating outside. Oh, okay. Stephen, thank you so much for dropping by. Have an amazing time finishing up your writing. You got this. We are all behind you. Okay. It's definitely easier to do it up top. For those of you guys who are wondering what I'm doing, it is circular breathing. I'm not the best at it right now. It's just one of those things that kind of you just have to keep working on it. Okay, Um, so let's see, for next time, De La Sonorite, we're doing exercise 1. Just wanted to prep that. BNA. I like that you learned that the black retaining heat is a myth, and then you're like, don't care. It's still too hot. I will say that in direct sunlight, the black absolutely does like soak up more of it, because the white actually reflects off a lot of it. But yeah, so there was a lot of direct sunlight in San Antonio, so I was like, we're not wearing we're not wearing black. Is Nuvo dishwasher safe? I have no idea. But Michael is correct that you can absolutely wash a plastic flute like the Nuvo flute. Yeah. The Nuvo flute, I think, is actually meant to be washed, because the Nuvo flute, I believe, is actually created as like a toy / educational tool for kids learning the flute. And I have heard of some classrooms actually just having some Nuvos. And so what they do is they actually just straight up wash the entire instrument to keep it clean, as they kind of share it around the students. So, yeah. Yes, having dark hair in direct sunlight. I know that. I do know that one. that one was oof, especially when I lived in California. It was a big oof. It was a big oof. Okay. We're finally going to finish number 368 in Moïse 480 exercises today. This was such a long exercise, but we're going to finally finish it today. Woo! Okay. That is surprisingly difficult. Woo! Okay. Oh, what a nasty one. Going back and forth between middle register D and F sharp is brutal. It might have to do with the timing of my index finger, actually. True. A little easier. Okay, just for fun, a little slower. We're going to do the one that goes up to high D. We're calling that good. We're calling that good. Okay. By the way, I did want to do a little input on the lip sticker things, the lip patches. I don't know if you guys know about this. A student of mine showed it to me. Yamaha sells really pretty lip patches for the flute in, I think, a set of 9 or 12. I can't remember. But if you look up Yamaha lip patches, I'm not sponsored, okay? This is legitimately something that one of my students uses. Yamaha lip patches, 12 pack for it's only about like $9 or $10 depending on where you buy it, okay? So I have a student who has been using them and it works great. The only thing, and I think it's obvious once you think about it, but like it's not a last forever thing. So it will, you do need to change it out. Like my students suggest changing it out approximately once a month, something like that. Which, like, if you think about it in terms of like how much you're, or once a month or once every other month, something like that. Which means that you're really not paying that much every year. Or you can do it like Miguel and only ever put it on for a like a particularly humid season, or like if you're traveling somewhere that is super humid with your flute. So like honestly, in my opinion, very much worth, great buck for your bang. Great bang for your buck. That's the term. Yes. Yeah, my student said that the Yamaha lip patches are much thinner, and have more of they're a little bit more grippy without being too distracting, compared to the ones that are just straight off of Amazon. The ones that are straight off of Amazon, those ones are apparently quite thick. And can do weird things to your embouchure. So the Yamaha ones they're really good. Yeah. So yeah, they're not expensive. They look like lip plate engravings. They're really pretty. Yeah, I was educated by one of my students. So because they were dealing with it just kind of slipping all over the place. So they found this and they were telling me, cheers, Victor. They were telling me that it works really well. So, however, just know that because it is a sticker, okay, at the end of the day, the product is a sticker. The sticker ain't gonna last forever. That is just the nature of how stickers work, okay? So this is not, like, if you want something really permanent, that's where an engraving comes in. So a lot of professionals do get their lip plates engraved for exactly that reason. It provides a little bit more grip, and it's permanent. So there you go. We are finally moving on from number 368. That took a long time because this is a very long exercise. So no matter though, we are done. So the next time we do this, we will be doing number 21. This jumps around because I'm following the chart at the beginning of the book. Okay, so now we're going to do some turnarounds, maybe one or two. Yeah. Also, if you guys are wondering about my lip plate is wood. And due to just it being wood, it offers a lot of natural friction. So Yeah, I slip and slide when I play on other flutes now because I'm not used to the fact that it doesn't have like kind of like a natural grip. Anyway, let's do some turnarounds. We don't have a lot of time, but oh well. Oh well. I had fun talking with you guys. So let's see. We'll do metronome beats, and we are going to do, yeah, we're going at 65 right now. We're doing 42. So we might do one or two of them. Oh, this one's nasty. Okay. I take it. I'm going to do the next one. 43. Oh, God. No, no, no. Yeah, no, it was correct. Okay. Okay. That one has weird balance issues for me. Okay. Okay. See you later, Sean. Thank you for your suggestion today. That was super, super fun. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, this is super, super nasty. But helpful. Helpful. I do like it. So we did 2 of them. We'll change that. Okay. Wah! Wah! Okay. We only have 5-ish minutes, but oh well. We said today that we were going to review what happens in the middle part, the development section, the slow development section of the Ibert movement 3. So we're going to play through that and see how far I get and if I get everything straight. Okay. skipped, didn't I? Yeah, I skipped. No! Okay. Rewind. Okay, so we only actually really messed up one part. That's better than before. So we'll take that. We'll take it. Yes, maybe Ibert should have skipped too. I agree. Okay, not bad. Truly not bad. I'm really not mad at that. So let's see. Okay, our time's technically up, but we're gonna go over a few minutes. Yeah, I think I got that one confused. So it's actually two mistakes. Okay. Okay. All right. You know, I'll take it. I'll take it. Does merch have flute? Do you say decals or decals? I know that there's a big debate between the two. Like the image on the shirts. So I have his sticker, a small sticker that is on my merch store. I have considered making one that's a circle. That one I find it looks really, really, really cute. You guys say decal? Yeah. You know, one day my husband came home from work and was like, how do you say this word? And he shows me the word. And I'm like, I say decal. But I already knew because he's like, no, it's decal. And I was like, that is just so weird to me, man. That is so weird. But it is, it's actually kind of the same thing as, because at least in the Bay Area, you know, when you say that people are very like cliquey, like people are, they tend to kind of group up into cliques. So we call them cliques. But when I moved up to Vancouver, I noticed that everyone called them cliques. Yeah. If questions allowed. Questions are allowed, especially on the music that I am playing, which is what you are asking. So, Carbohydrate Fan, look like my left finger's down while some right and middle fingers. Yes, that is an alternate fingering. Very good question. It's called long A flat is what it's typically called. What it does is it slightly stabilizes the note, also makes it a little bit flatter so it's not quite so sharp, because usually on the flute that note is really sharp. So yes, it is called long A flat. Yes. Oh, you met me at NFA. It's so great to have you in the chat. Oh, how lovely. But yes, it is called long A flat. Yes. Good eye. I'm always very impressed with you guys' like attention to detail. Very, very, very impressed. Yeah, high A flat always so sharp for me. Okay, so because you know that note is super long, right? So because it's super long, you have plenty of time to just like get your fingers down on there, right? So like, let's say you are like just kind of like whipping through really fast passage. You're not going to have time to do a long A flat. Plus the note's probably going to go by so fast that no one's going to even really notice. So, you know, don't use it in like super fast passages, but especially if you're holding a note like this, long A flat is really great. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy it. Carbohydrate fan. I am also a carbohydrate fan. Love my carbs. Carbs are delicious. You shouldn't have too much of them, but I freaking love it. Okay. You guys. I like this. So I like that some of you guys have never heard it pronounced cliques. I used to always say cliques, and then I said clique in Vancouver, and I just got so many people staring at me, and I very quickly changed my pronunciation to click. Is decal the Canadian pronunciation? Okay. Got it. You're one of the amateur flutists there. Day job physics. Oh, yes. Yes. Were you the one where we got to chat a little bit? Like in the just kind of like in the convention hall and stuff. I mean, I got to chat with a lot of you guys in the convention hall, so I guess that's really vague. But yeah. So Carbohydrate Fan, you've read it out loud as cliques. There you go. Guys, I think it's because I spent part of my growing up in the Bay Area and then part of it in Vancouver. I've never actually really felt like I belong in either, which is probably why I ended up in Seattle. Oh, okay. Yes, okay, I think I know who you are. And by the way, I absolutely freaking love your username. What a fantastic username. It's a great handle. I love it. Yeah, Margaritaville was so funny. Yes, your username is fantastic. I'm sure you are in very good company. In fact, I have started to start every single one of my streams with asking you guys what you're drinking. So we had another question from the chat asking people if they were a soup, what they would be. Yep. You got rice noodles boiling as we speak. That sounds so good. I love noodles. If I could have noodles every day, I would. I absolutely would. There have been times that I have absolutely cooked noodles every single day. Yes. Anyway, okay. We figured out the two parts that still need to be ironed out. So it's not like we didn't do anything, guys. We still did stuff. Okay? I know that we talked a lot today and yesterday, but we still did stuff. Okay? Just as a fun little nod to myself, for me to have fun, we're gonna do a little bit, just a wee bit of the Genshin Impact Rapid as Wildfires theme. I just freaking love it. But yeah, we're going to review the end again because I keep mixing up parts in the end. Still had my doubting points, but generally better than yesterday. I will put that in there. Powell plug O turns the open into close O. Oh, that's what. Okay, I keep trying to like find out what, because I remembered that name before and then I've completely forgotten it, and then I didn't know what to like search up. Okay, plug O. Thank you. It's like you read my mind. Cause I was like, what is that thing called when it changes your open hole key into a there it is. It changes your open hole into a closed hole. Yeah. So I like that they have two sizes, that they have standard and they have large. Yeah. So good. It is a bit pricey. It's $10 per. So you do have to buy them in a pack, so it would be $50. So yeah, thank you. I thank you for telling me that name again, because I had forgotten it and I was like, I can't remember what it's called. So thank you. Oh man. Okay. I think what I want to do, let's see. Okay. Want to review a little bit of the ending. kind of like your idea of just finding 5 people and each share one, $10 a pop. I would do that. Legit, I would do it. So if you guys, because why not? Then the extras aren't just like sitting around, you know? I'm guessing mine is a standard. That's what I'm guessing mine is, because Brandon is known to have very slightly smaller flute in general. Keep one and then eBay on a markup. Wow, Nathan is just immediately thinking about scalping these. A friendship pluggo. You guys. Oh my god, you guys. You guys are funny. Oh my god. I love you guys. This is so funny. Okay. I am way over time, but I don't even care. That was super fun. Let me head on over to the cleaning the flute. There we go. It looks like things got a little bit skewed over the course of this stream. There we go. But yeah, also it's very bright out, as you can tell. The sunlight is just like streaming underneath the like monitor. So, okay, let's talk about next week, just so you guys are aware and it doesn't like completely, surprise you guys. So normally these days I try to stream Tuesday to Thursday. Next week, however, I can only stream Tuesday and Wednesday. And this is because we need to drive first thing in the morning on Thursday to go up to Vancouver to attend a funeral. So that's what we're going to be doing. Life happens and some things just have to give. So I could have not told you guys. However, I am finding that by telling you guys just a little bit, a wee bit about kind of like how my scheduling actually works, how you figure out, like life and stuff like that. Carbohydrate, thank you so much for saying that. Everyone else has already heard of this in the chat. That's why they're not saying anything. So it's not like no one else is saying, I'm sorry. But just so you know, it is not, the passing was not of a family member within our nuclear families, but close enough that it was a definite like drop everything and go. So this time we are only attending. Last year when my grandmother and when John's grandmother passed within 3 days of each other, we were pretty knee deep in planning with our families. So this time we didn't have to plan anything. And yeah, we will be attending. But something that kind of really came to mind during the convention was the fact that, truly all of us are balancing life with this crazy music career, or not career, like you're just kind of like doing this for fun. However, even if you don't treat music as a career, you will notice that it is a very demanding hobby. Like it requires you to constantly show up, constantly, be present. Because if you don't show up for your practicing, you're not going anywhere, And so, yeah, because of that, even as a hobby, music is extremely demanding. So, there comes a point where life gets in the way, Life happens, things happen. You have to deal with life. You need to drop everything and go in some instances. And I think a lot of us deal with guilt when it comes to kind of being away from our instruments. I know that sounds absolutely crazy to anyone who is not a musician, but anyone who is a musician, whether you're an amateur, hobbyist, or professional, you'll know what I mean. That like, you know, you deal with like the struggle of like, do I bring my flute with me? Do I practice when I'm out? Am I going to slip back? But then like when you're doing this life stuff, you don't necessarily have even the energy to like even open the case. So it's not that you don't want to, it's literally you don't have the energy to. And this is something that I think people who are not experienced with life-altering events are aware of, which is kind of blissful ignorance, I guess you could call it. So I thought that it would be prudent of me to be very forthright with you guys when something is happening. I would rather just come right out and tell you guys this was not part of the plan. I was not supposed to go away next week. Partway through next week, that is. I was not supposed to go away, but I am, because it's the right thing to do. And while I'm there, I'm going to be with family, so I'm not going to bring my flute. I know that some people will be aghast to hear that, but I think most of you guys will be relieved, and I want you guys to feel relieved. I want you guys to know that life happens and you can't bring your instrument with you everywhere all the time. It does not make sense. I'm sorry. I don't care what you think. It does not make sense. Sometimes you really just need to be with your family. Sometimes you just really need to be with your loved ones. In case your loved ones are not your blood family, totally fine. Chosen family is a thing and very valid. Okay? So, but sometimes you just need to be there, and it requires you to be away from your instrument. And that's the way life is. The comforting thing, though, is that your instrument will always wait for you. It will always be there. When you come back to the instrument, sure, there are going to be some things, like depending on how long you were away from the instrument, there are definitely going to be some things that slide back, and that's fine. You have, it will always be there. It will always wait for you. And you will have the time to ramp back up. It's just like getting back into working out. You just have to show up. There's nothing crazy you have to do. If you lose a little bit of your skill, who cares? You can get it back. And when you get it back, you will notice that the time that it takes you to get that skill back will be much faster than the first time you learned it. And that is totally fine. So there you go. Experience that last summer. There you go. There you go. So like I recognized from my conversations that I had with you guys in person at the convention, I recognize that this is something that I need to keep doing, that I have done. However, I have not done it with the conviction that I have now. Now I'm like super convicted, and I know that I need to set an example that like life happens and it's totally fine. The flute will wait for you. Okay? I don't care how many people have guilted you into thinking that you need to like keep practicing or you'll slide back. Does that really matter? No. You matter, and your loved ones matter. Your instrument's going to wait for you. Okay? You can always rebuild your skills. It will be faster than the first time you learned it. You'll be fine. I have so many students who have come back to the flute after 40 years and they can still play. Sure, some of these skills have slid back, but it doesn't matter. We're like, we end up learning together and they have fun. And that, did we not already, just by virtue of doing that, accomplish what they want to do with this as a hobby, right? So yeah, it'll come back way sooner. Exactly. It's totally fine if you come back to your first practicing after being away and you're like, whoa, there's some things that I've forgotten how to do. But you just need to keep showing up. That's it. There's nothing special you have to do. I know that some people make coming back to the flute after a big break a big thing. It's not. It's boring, actually. It's boring in the sense that it's not this great drudgery that a lot of people think it is. It's actually really exciting because to me, it's like rediscovering yourself. It's like self-care. It's, me time. It's self-improvement time. And it's really fun. It's really fun to come back. And people make it to be this big, horrible thing. It's not. I have lived it so many times now in the last few years because I've been forced into it with this like cyclical condition that my husband has. I've still gotten better over the last 3 years, I'm fine. So, in fact, I'm better than where I was 3 years ago. So, yeah. Yes, you have to be patient and give yourself time and space. Yes, absolutely. There are some things that when you practice during the session, you're going to be like, oh no, I need to get this right. But you know what, guys? There's no actual deadline. There's no time limit. You can take all the time you want. And in fact, it's going to be faster coming back if you just kind of let it go, So, yeah. Yes, there you go. It's acceptable for non-musicians to unplug from emails and work to have a real break for family, personal recharging, etc. So musicians need to be able to do the same. Exactly. And also Miguel is saying taking a break from playing makes you come back better. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes it does. So yeah, it's good. Yes, please share the quote. I would love to hear from another professional. It sounds like it's on this same topic, right? So yeah, it always works out in the end. It's always okay. If you think you're at the end and it's not okay, then you're not at the end. Yeah, it's true. It's so true. If you have time to think, you're not at the end. Yeah. So it's okay. It's just music. Okay? It's just music. It's just the flute. It's just whatever instrument of your choice. It will wait for you. And yeah, I just want to be the voice that encourages this, I think, attitude. So, Nielsen Symphony 4, also amazing symphony, the inextinguishable. Yeah, that's basically what we're talking about here. Being inextinguishable isn't about burning bright all the time. It's just not getting fully snuffed out, right? And how do you protect the ember, right? And you got to go and deal with life. So anyway, I just wanted to leave that with you guys because, next week is when it's happening and I don't want it to be a complete surprise next week when I come back. And yeah, so guys, take care of yourselves. Because, do all the self-care things that you need to do because there's no music without the musician. And I will see you guys next week, next Tuesday. All right. You guys will probably not see the live stream being scheduled until like tomorrow or something. Just letting you guys know. Okay. Laters, Brenda. Laters. See you, everyone. Bye.